What's crack-a-lackin', everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. We talk facts over feelings here. I did a 1 hour and 45-minute live on this Angel Reese trade, and I want to thank everyone who jumped on board with it, but I wanted to do a recorded video as well now that I'm a little bit more educated on it because that live was more based on spur-of-the-moment type stuff, and I wanted to do a shorter video for those of you who don't have to watch the entirety of an hour and 45-minute live. Unless you want to, I appreciate if you do and like the video and all that good stuff, where we go a little bit deeper and hit a number of topics beyond the Reese situation. But it was basically about the Angel Reese trade. Here we'll get straight to the point. Angel Reese got traded to the Atlanta Dream today for, I use the word Tic Tacs, others use Skittles. We could talk about Kit Kats, M&Ms, Reese's Pieces, but she got traded for virtually nothing. And I said it very clearly in my video, and I'm not taking that perspective that some other people want to go with. Oh, she was toxic. Oh, she was this. I'm not doing that nonsense. That's all silly bullshit designed to create nonsense. The fact of the matter is she got traded for almost nothing. The specifics of the trade were that she got traded for a first round pick in 2027 and a first round pick in 2028, along with a pick swap that Atlanta gets. So, what does that mean? that means specifically that Angel Reese essentially got traded for probably the 12th, 13th, 14th, or maybe 15th pick in the WNBA draft in 2027 and in 2028. So the Chicago Sky this year, 2026, actually got nothing. They got nothing for Angel Reese. Let that sink in for a second. They gave her away for nothing. Now they can think and feel that she was a very toxic person, and they can think and they can feel that she was bad in the locker room. Let it be known this is the same WNBA franchise that traded a number 3 pick for Ariel Atkins last year and could have had Sonia Citron, who is probably better than Ariel Atkins, definitely younger than Ariel Atkins, and has a much longer life shelf in the WNBA than Ariel Atkins, and can do probably exactly what Ariel Atkins do, probably better, and could have had her, but you traded that pick for Ariel Atkins, who's at the tail end of her WNBA career. This franchise is run like trash. It is run like certifiable garbage. I'm not here talking about, oh, now that makes sense. Atlanta was good last year. They were 30-14. They were the 3 seed. They had the second best record, tied for second best record with the Aces last year in the regular season. That's what they were. They had an all WNBA player in Alicia Gray. They got a good point guard in Jordan Canada. They got Ryan Howard, who I call a shot chucker, but she still is effective in some capacity. They got a good team. And to sit here and say that Angel Reese joining the Atlanta Dream will not be a good team is just flat out disingenuous and ridiculous. Angel Reese was the number 7 pick in the draft, in Caitlin Clark's draft, and she's being traded for 2 picks that are going to be in the bottom third of the WNBA draft in 2027 and 2028, because Atlanta is going to be good. And then the pick swap is actually going to be a pretty damn good pick for a second round pick for Atlanta, because Chicago is going to be flipping terrible. Like, this is reality. This might be the worst trade I've ever seen in professional sports. And I've seen some bad trades in professional sports. I've seen some fleece jobs. I mean, the trade that got Rudy Gobert over to Minnesota, where they gave away literally the entire team to get him. I mean, Utah fleeced the hell out of Minnesota. But I mean, hey, Rudy Gobert was a defensive player of the year, and they did make pretty good runs into the playoffs. But that was the fleece job. But but they got something in return. Like, Minnesota got the player they wanted, and Utah got lots in return. Atlanta is giving away virtually nothing to get Angel Reese. That's what makes this such a freaking joke. The Chicago Sky gave her away for nothing. And everyone can speculate and give their reasons as to why this happened and why Chicago was so willing to make this deal. Who the hell knows why? You can sit here and say toxic. Guess what? Giannis Antetokounmpo wants out of Milwaukee, and the Miami Heat won't trade Bam Adebayo to go get him. And everybody on their mama knows that Giannis Antetokounmpo is a much better player than Bam Adebayo. Okay, and Milwaukee was not willing to trade him for spare parts of the Miami Heat to make Miami a much better team while making themselves a much worse team. They weren't willing to do it. They weren't willing to do it. So they said, screw that. We're keeping Giannis. We're not trading him. Chicago did the opposite. Chicago gave away their best player for picks that probably won't make the team. Picks that probably will not make the team. You don't believe me? Let's go do a quick little review of the 2020 WNBA draft. And let's take a look at who was the 12th and 13th pick and 14th pick of those drafts. For 2020, Jasmine Jones was the 12th pick. Kylie Shook was the 13th pick. Kathleen Doyle was the 14th pick. And Leona Odom was the 15th pick. No one knows who those players are. They're not in the league. And that was just 6 years ago. Shelf life for WNBA players isn't exactly long. Then last year, 2021, Ileana Rupert was the 12th pick. Dana Evans was the 13th pick. They're in the league. They're not good, but they're in the league. Destiny Slocum, whoever that is, Raquel Carrera, and Natasha Mack. Those were your picks. I guess Natasha Mack is still in the league, but these are all role players. Low-level ones, no less. So a bunch of bums. The 23 draft, that was the 22 draft, which was Ryan Howard's draft. Nia Clouden, Kayla Pointer, Kristen Williams. That's 12, 13, 14. Naz Hillman was 15. She's still in the league. The other three, gone. 2023, Aaliyah Boston's draft. That was Maya Hirsch, whoever that is, Taylor Mikesell, and Shanice Swain and Leah Brown. These are your 11 to 15 picks. Not in the league. And then you have the 2025 draft, which was Caitlin Clark's draft, the same one that Angel Reese was drafted in. The 12th pick was Naidu Pooch, Brianna Maxwell, Nika Mule, who's injured, Celeste Taylor, and Daisha Fairs, the 16th pick. So 12, 13, 14, 15 was Naidu Pooch, Brianna Maxwell, Nika Mule, and Celeste Taylor. Celeste Taylor's out of the WNBA already. So 3 of the 4 players, and Nika Mule's never played because she's been injured her entire life. Okay. And then last year, the 2025 draft, you had 12 was Isaiah James, who was a role player in Dallas. Aaliyah Nye, who the Las Vegas Aces literally just let go in the expansion draft. Madison Scott, who did not make her team. And Anastasia Kosu, who is still overseas did she come to play? Yes, she played 3 games. Okay. She played 3 games for the Minnesota Lynx. And my guess is, I don't know, maybe she'll play in the WNBA. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, basically nothing. So you traded Angel Reese for 2 nothing burgers. Nothing burgers. And the people will argue, oh, she's toxic. I do not give a damn. I do not care. And the fact remains that she will be a very integral part and have a major role in the Atlanta Dream success. Because whether you like her or not, her game has gotten better. Her field goal percentage has gone up. She still grabs 12, 13 rebounds per game. And you basically let her choose where she wanted to go, from what I've been told. So again, you can go in any direction you want. You can make fun of Angel Reese. I'm not. This is professional sports, people, and let your fandom be known. That's perfectly fine. You can do what you like. If you think that Chicago got a good deal out of this, then you're in a state of delusion. They got, and from what I've read or been, I got it was said in threads apparently, is that Angel Reese had four. They gave her four teams to look at, and it was Phoenix, Minnesota, Dallas, and Atlanta. And Dallas sucks. Phoenix is whatever, probably not a place she wants to live. Minnesota is not a place she probably wants to live, despite them being a top shelf team. And Atlanta just makes sense. And that was probably the worst deal they got offered. Um, to sit here and it's insane. You even gave her the leverage to decide reportedly where she wanted to go. I can't understand it. I don't care, but this is what the WNBA is. They allow their players to dictate what's going to happen. And yeah, I'm sure the locker room was a big mess. I'm sure people don't like each other. I'm sure of all of that. But to trade Angel Reese for this is utterly ridiculous. It's so bad. It's a gift. It's a gift. I mean, this is a fleece job, and it just shows the continued incompetence in Chicago. They let go of Kennedy Carter because she hurt somebody's feelings. They drafted Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese in the same draft, 4 picks apart. Two bigs that can't shoot a basketball outside of about 8 feet, and hell, maybe even less than that. And then you decided to run Angel Reese as a point forward. They traded picks from this year's draft or whatever. They traded picks to keep their players so they wouldn't get taken in the expansion draft. Yet all their players in the expansion, all their players suck. All their players suck. They don't have a good player on their roster. They got starters who average 7 points a game. And yet you traded your picks away to keep those people. Your franchise is toxic. Angel Reese is probably thanking her lucky stars that she got out of there. And then you sent her where she wanted to go. And she doesn't have a no trade clause. I mean, she's on a rookie contract. This is nuts. This is nuts. This might be the worst professional sports trade I've ever seen. It's got to be the worst one I've ever seen in the WNBA. There would be very few trades that were worse than this trade in the history of sports because the Chicago Sky are literally getting nothing in return. They're getting nothing in return. And they're guaranteeing that they're going to be horrible this year. They couldn't win games last year without her. Like they couldn't win games without her. They weren't great with her, but without her, they couldn't do anything. Like right now, you look at projections on some of these websites for what will be a pick in the 12, 13, 14, 15 range. And you're looking at next year. This is projections, so this will obviously probably change. Justice Carlton, Avery Howell. I don't even think Avery Howell got in the draft. That just doesn't make sense. Imari Berry and Morgan Shelley. Projections for 2028 in that area. They got Lena Billich, Ariana Robinson, Kat Koval, and Jordan Lee. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, this is the league perpetually keeps younger players out of it. Now, with the new CBA, maybe they'll be stuck with players who are first round picks. But these are just basic mock drafts that show the players. Another one here has Grace Slaughter, Savia Sellers, Talasia Cooper, Malaysia Fulwali at 14, Zoe Brooks at 15. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. But yeah, this is a joke. This is such a bad deal. And look, Atlanta, they're smiling all the way to the bank. They got to steal. And y'all can sit here and clown Angel Reese all you want. Angel Reese is going to be, she is not the focal point of this team. Her job was to fulfill a role, grab rebounds, get putbacks, and that will be her, set screens and get putbacks and play defense. If the team remains largely intact, now I don't think Brittany Griner will be there, or if she is, she's coming off the bench. I think she's coming off the bench because she was coming off the bench last year. I don't know if Brianna Jones will be back in Atlanta next year, but Brianna Jones could be their center if she's back in Atlanta. Like I don't think Ryan Howard's going anywhere. I don't think Alicia Gray's going anywhere. I don't think Jordan Canada's going anywhere. I don't think these players are going anywhere. They fought for this CBA and everyone just wants to go back home, go back to the team. They're announcing it literally publicly. So you can run with the toxic bullshit. You can run with it all day. It's a toxic league. The league is toxic. So running about the toxicity of Angel Reese, that might have been her game plan to get the fuck out of Chicago. Be as toxic as possible because she learned while she was there that program, that franchise is run like complete certifiable dog shit. And now she gets to go play in Atlanta where they play in a smaller building that will be now sold out for sure. There may be reason to move other games to the Hawks building. And maybe this helps the Atlanta Dream grow in their area because you can bet your ass that Angel Reese jerseys will sell off the racks in Atlanta. They will sell off the racks in Atlanta. Merch sales will go up for the Atlanta Dream. Notice, obviously, people will notice them more. They're going to be a bigger brand this year. Angel Reese, you don't have to like her, but the reality is she still has a fan base. Whether they spend money on tickets or not, I don't really care. But they do buy her shit. They buy her shoes. They buy her stuff. The continuous comparisons to Caitlin Clark are stupid. I'm done with those. I don't have the energy for them. This is a horrible trade for Chicago. And they just proved once again that they're an incompetent franchise. And if I'm a Chicago Sky fan and I'm from Chicago and I was a fan and I had tickets, I want my money back. Because there's no way in the world I'm going to this garbage. There's no way in the world that I'm going to watch this trash of a franchise. Who wants to go there as a free agent? You might rather go to Siberia. You might rather go to Russia and take your chances to avoid going to a Russian prison. Just leave the hash oil home. You might be more comfortable going to Israel right now to play basketball or Iran than playing in Chicago. Obviously, I'm being very, very hyperbolic. But Chicago is probably the last place that anybody would want to go to right now at this point. Because it's well known that their franchise is certifiable dog shit and run by idiots. So Angel Reese is out of Chicago. She's in Atlanta. The picks that they're getting for her are going to be garbage and probably won't be in the league inside of a couple of years. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hype the video. I appreciate it. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.